Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 14 of our Colonizing the Solar System Kerbal Space Program fun that we are doing. And we are trying to do an unprecedented triple launch here. We have one satellite here. This will be there in about 5 hours to the Mun. We have this satellite here, which will be there in about 4.5 hours to the Mun. And now we are just about to go back to the Space Center. And we are going to get the third satellite going. And we're going to launch that up this go, and we're going to get it on en route to the Mun, and then probably call it an episode, because it seems to be an episode per launch here. And once we get all these up in the air and going, then we will position them and get them all going. But we have to find out the timings on these, right? So that's very key. We got to make sure we time this right, because I can't control three rockets at one time. It's just not going to work. Whoa, okay, we're good. Open. Alpha 1. Load. And we're doing good here. And we're just going to go right to launch. Okay, I think we got this. Let's get her off the ground and get her up there. Hopefully this will do the trick. I can tell you one thing. The next episode after this one is going to be a challenging one, I think. Set, and let's full throttle it. Okay. There we go. This rocket is a nice one. It gives me all the thrust I need to do what I want to do. I can't complain about this launcher. I know it's probably a crap ton overpowered for what I need, but this will get me to the Mun. This will get me the Minmus. This will get me probably to the 2 inner planets. I'll probably be able to get the Duna, and maybe even a little further with it. But this has got a lot of good thrust to it, and I can't complain. I've made it big, and I meant it to be the universal launcher for at least a good first part of this series. And then we're gonna have to figure out how we're going to get to the other solar systems. That will be fun. Can you imagine trying to get Kerbals there? Ooh. That's going to be a challenge. That's a long old trek for them, right? Like, that's going to be a good, year's journey for them to get there. So I'm going to have to make sure I got food for them to make it that travel, right? Oh, man, that's going to be insane. It's like you launch a Kerbal and you get them, halfway there. And then you just send a supply ship after it. 6 months later, and then 6 months after that you send another supply ship, and you hope that you can land it. So we'll have to send a base there first and get a base landed, and then send the Kerbals. It's like what we're gonna have to do with Mars, right? I haven't been paying attention. I haven't even angled this yet. We're just going straight up. We're gonna have to do the same thing like we do with Mars, right? Get over there. We're going to have to send a base up. We're going to have to get the base landed, assemble it remotely. We're going to then need to send the supplies up, stock it, and then afterwards send people up. So we're going to do the same thing here with the Mun. We're going to use the Mun. The one thing that NASA's never done, or any of the actual space agencies in the world hasn't done yet, is decide to use the Moon as your test base. I guess it does cost millions upon millions of dollars to launch one of these things. It's not like Kerbal here, where I can just throw up $1 million, according to Kerbal, $1 million rocket and launch it like nothing, like 3 of them back to back. But I mean, you would think you would take your closest body and try and test your deployables on that, maybe, right? So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go to the MUN once we get our rovers down and we get that little relay station in the spot that we want it. Then we're going to start sending up base components and try and assemble the base together while we're there. And hopefully we can do that. We'll send up all the food that we need. We're probably going to have to use a sky crane to get the base to go to come down, right? I think that's probably the best option for that. Is we'll probably get a sky crane type of setup going. There's some pieces in this game that I really wish we had, like could you imagine if you had like a piece of your ship or your satellite that was up on the side of it, like this, say this fuselage is here for this rocket, and then when you got into space and you got it to the orbit you want it, you could then extend it, and this would then fold down out like flat, and then it would extend out, right? Kind of like how you'd like take your elbow and fold it right up to your, like, bring your hand up to your shoulder, and then take your arm and bend it out 90 degrees from your hand out from your shoulder down, kind of like that, like it's like a latch, and it just falls down into place and locks, and like that would be awesome. Could you just imagine like having like a girder or something on here with a couple solar arrays onto it, and then when you get your satellite in space, you just drop this down and extend the panels, and you're laughing. Okay, we're getting over there again. That would be an awesome part. If I knew how to develop for the game, that would be awesome. But I'm no modder. If there's ever a modder that watches this, someone needs to design that piece or tell me where I can find that piece. That would be amazing. I wish I knew what mod that was in, because I would add it to this. Okay, look at that. We are already 76,000, oh, 77, 78, 79 on the epilepsy, which is good. Gonna push this over again. Okay, we're gonna get her up to about 155 again, hopefully. Detach, and then we'll adjust it from there. I think what the problem is I think this is probably my equator line, not this line. I think that's why I'm getting the issue with it not lining up properly. Now this rocket here, I think what we should do is make sure that when it comes around, that its ETA to the MUN is about a day. I think that would probably be best. Separation's good. Okay, wonderful. And let's, oh, look at that. And we even stayed nice on there. Cut the engines. Beautiful. Okay, and we're just going to add a simple maneuver. Just get the orbit in place. You know, like I said, we don't need to 167. That's fine. Head off to your node, so it's not too bad. That's actually pretty equator. Yeah, it's good. It was a good burn that time. Deploy. Take off the fine controls. extend, extend, extend. There it is, controls, and we want activate, 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 and activate. And activate target carbon and activate target Geomon or GeoAlphaMon 1. Okay, good, good. We have everything extended and we're just waiting to get to our point. We conserved a bit of fuel there. We got, I think, a very decent burn on that that first separation. It got us up to 157,000, which is a nice altitude. We only have a 90-second burn. We got plenty of time to get ourselves over to that maneuver node. So we're just gonna let that move its way through. In the meantime, we can come out here. And we can check and see that, look at that, he's he's trucking along, and this one's gonna actually come up and overtake him, and I'm assuming that they're gonna overtake somewhere around here. What we're gonna see when this one gets into its position and gets to its orbit, I think it's gonna look very interesting. We got some time, right? Yeah, we got about a minute or so to spare. Okay, not too bad. Year 1, day 23. Don't know, but you know what? I'm just gonna wait for it to get over there. And as you can see, it is really slowly moving itself across there. I wonder. Can I speed it up a little? No, I don't think I can. Yeah, I think I'm just making it worse. We'll probably see, this needs to get down to 45 seconds, so still got a minute to go to get to that node, a minute and 10. It's getting there. There we go. That's got a little more movement to it now. Wow, like the actual game time is so slow. Like you can actually tell. That's why it takes 30 minutes to do a launch, because it's like every 1 second in game is like 3 or 4 seconds in real life, and it just trugs along. It's all about that time warp, right? It's all about trying to, and that's why the thrusters don't look like they move that much, right? I think if we come back out here, yeah. Well, they don't have that much more time. And we got a 1200 meter per second burn. Like, it's going to be a little hard, I think, to try and position this thing in a way that it's not going to, we're not going to have colliding times, I don't think. We have a lot of signal going around though. Yeah. See, that was 3, 1. So that's an original one. 3, 1, and 2 are all in the triangle. 6, 5, and 4, their triangle's actually broken because their orbits came off, but it's okay because these ones here all still have decent signal. They all seem to do their thing, and we're almost on that node, almost on it. Come on, we got 25 seconds ish to get to the node. It might actually make it. We're probably gonna have to do what we did last time, give it an early 2.5-ish, 3-second early burst of the thruster, just so that it can get itself on that mark. Remember, this is just for a base orbit so that we can get that periaps release and get onto that orbit, right? So if we can keep it at just a day and some, I think it's gonna be okay. It's getting there. It's getting there. Here it goes. There. Should be just enough for it to get itself over onto that node right at the 45. It's perfect. Okay. Still can't believe I'm gonna have 3 satellites heading off to Mun at the same time. It's unprecedented. Sorry about that, I thought I heard something. Oh, okay. Okay, and our burn's going. And our fuel, yeah, we got a good amount of fuel. We're fine. Okay, what's this say? Alpha 1 section to destroy debris. Yeah. That's all old news. Okay, so we're not going to worry about fuel for here. We're just going to let the burn go. So it's going to be 2160 again. So it's going to be roughly going at the same speed as this sucker here. That's going to be fast. So we just got to position it so that it's at, it's about a day and some to get over that. And then we should be fine. Okay, it's still working on it. See, so we get definitely enough satellites up and around Kerbin to keep in contact with everything. So now it's just getting our satellites around here so that we can land on the light side and not have any problems. I think one of the things we're going to have to do at some point is land some sort of power generation on there. We're going to need solar power is probably going to be our main thing, but we're going to need something else to offset it. So we might have to land a couple, a module, if you will, and connect it up with power. I don't know how we're going to do that, but connect it up with power and have it so that it's a bunch of different nuclear reactors, nuclear generators or something like that, that will supply the power that we need. Might need 4 or 5 of them, and then we can just have those there, and then the nuclear supply power along with the solar to offset, and then I'll just keep the batteries charged. Okay, and we're just going to cut it at around about 25, and that should do the trick. Let's see if I can do this right. 3, 2, 1. That was a cut at 25. Still dropping. Look at that. So it's like 24, maybe. Still good enough. Add maneuver. Okay, 1 day, 1 hour. Oh, that's perfect too. Okay. We'll take that maneuver. And I'll get it there a little later than everything else. See, these ones are a bit close to each other. I mean, they're like bloody, I don't know, half hour apart. And this is a small burn too, 700 meters a second. Much better than the 900 that we did last time. And with the amount of fuel we have, we'll probably make it. Which is fine too. Once we get over to it, then we can burn. Right? Because remember, we've been going for a little bit here, so that might be a day and some to get there, but these things are probably, like that one's probably got 4 hours left, that one's probably got 3.5. Right? Like, things are going to start getting close. And we got to make sure that these dishes, see, you're still on the dark side. You haven't come out yet. And you still got signal by the looks of it, so I hope you don't run out of power. Because you're not going to get power until you get it over here. So we're going to have to check that. And it's almost on its node, and we got to get down to 20 seconds when we do this burn. Okay. Okay, we're on target. Let's... Okay, come on. Slow it down a little. Okay, we're good. And then 20 seconds. Okay, we're gonna get this. And then all three, we'll do a checkup onto them. Make sure that they're all pointing right, that they're all gonna have power, and then we'll proceed with getting them on mark. Ooh, I almost missed that. I wasn't paying attention. Ooh, that was bad. That could have been bad. Dang. That would have been real bad if I had to miss that. I would have had to orbit again. Then the Mun would have been a completely different spot, and then these three satellites wouldn't be coming back to back to back. But we need them to come back to back to back. That's the purpose. Our burn's not too bad. About half a second off. fuel wise, we might actually have it. Probably not. No. It's 300 meters. We're not going to have it. So, okay, we'll separate and we'll go. Titan gives me more control anyway. Okay. That's fine. Okay, we're getting out there. Okay. How far am I off? Oh, wow. That was really tight. There it is. Bam. Whew, that's a tight orbit. Like 1 day, 3 hours. There it is. A maneuver. And bam. There it is. That's what we want. Bring it in like that, baby. 1 day, 1 hour. Okay. Okay. So now we have it. So I come here, and this is going to switch to. This is where we got to do our checkup, guys. We're going to rename these things so that we have the proper names onto them and we know what we're dealing with. Okay. So, power isn't too bad. You need to point to your maneuver. And we're going to rename this vessel to Geo Alpha dash 1 dash 2. Accept. Okay, there you go. You're now pointing, so you're not getting power, which is good. We always need you to have power. That's fantastic. Let me go back to the map. And you will be to your maneuver in 4 hours and 34 minutes. Mark. You are now going to be, and we're going to double check you, make sure you're on the mark, that your power is good. So you are not pointing at your mark. There you go. You'll be to your node in 4 hours and 11 minutes. We want to rename. You're going to become Geo Alpha Mon-3. Even though you're not going to get there at third, I think you're actually getting there second. So you're 4 hours and 11. That's not too bad. Okay. And you're back on target. You're keeping your power good. You're fine. There you are there. And we're going to switch to you. You're going to be Geo Alpha Mon 4. That's right. Rename. Geo Alpha Mon-4. Okay. There we have it. Everything is set. Looks like we're going to make it there, and we're going to get our satellites in place. So I think we're doing good. So with that being said, we're going to call this an episode, and we'll be back next time with the next episode, and we will get all 3 of these satellites in and around the Mun, hopefully without any mess-ups. So until then, thank you all for watching. If you like it, hit that like. If you want to see more, hit that sub. And as always, comments are greatly appreciated. Love to hear what you love and what you don't like, what you want to see more of and what you want to see less of. So thank you all for watching. Take care, and we'll catch you next time. Toodles.